So now we need to discuss about the step-by-step routing. So as I explained it to you that if somebody asked you, please explain me step-by-step routing, how the packet goes from source to its destination, come on the whiteboard and explain me what is happening at each stage. Okay? So based on the current example we already have and based on the topology we already aware, we have a one source machine, we have a one source network, which is in this /24. The destination is in the /16. So that is the source, that is the destination. And I want to explain, he's asking me, he's just given me this topology, and he's asking me, can you please explain what is the step-by-step routing? Okay? Clear? So in this situation, what is going to happen? So first of all, now the first step, what is the first step? This machine, anybody can explain me what will be the first step? The first step to identify if the traffic is local or is it remote. How it identify? Okay, we are human. If I am living on George Lane and I need to go to, maybe a roundabout on the South Woodford, for example, we both are sharing the same network, like George Lane, I'm living 35 George Lane, you're living 35 George Lane. So it means we are neighbor. We both are sharing the same street. But if somebody is going from George Lane to, for example, a London road, so human can understand that, oh, it's not my local, it is somewhere else. I need to find out where that London road is, what number is that, what postcode it is that, what all the other information. So human can understand that. But how a machine can actually understand, is it a local, okay, or is it remote? No, not art, first of all. Huh? Okay, anybody are looking for the answer, please? It will actually do the AND operation. Remember the first step is happen? The AND operation. AND operation means I take the destination IP and I take my subnet. And that's the role of subnet. Okay? So that's the role of subnet. It will find out, is it local or remote, right? So if it's a local or remote, how can I, with the AND operation, we have done the AND operation. I believe if you are not understanding the AND operation, go back to my subnetting or the IP addresses lecture, which I have explained the AND operation. So this IP address is converted into the binary, this subnet mask into binary. We do the AND operation 1 into 1. Remember that? 0 into 0 and 0 into 1. So only 1 is 1, right? So we done the AND operation. Oh, we found, oh, it's not a local. Because if it's a local, then the answer would be the same. Yeah? Oh, this is found, oh, it's not local, it's a remote network. Okay, now we found it's not local, it's remote. Then the next job. Next job, he is not to the local, he doesn't need to send this to another machine in the local. What will happen then? He will be sending this to the gateway. And that's where we configure the gateway here. Remember, if we don't have, if we just configure this subnet IP in the subnet mask, we can only communicate local. Right? We're just only local machines. We can configure, we can ping, we can print, okay? We can submit anything, it's work. But anytime you want to go from your street to another street, that means you need a router. So first of all, when it does a router, it does the ARP actually, and it finds the router MAC address. Now I try to do the ARP. It doesn't know, it says, is asking the router, can you please tell me where is 172.168? And I need the MAC address. Now the problem of the router does not forward the broadcast because router does not have the MAC address of this guy. Router does not broadcast forward the broadcast. Router will return its own MAC address. This interface. Is that clear? So router said, oh, Mr. You are looking the IP address, MAC address of this guy. Fine. But problem is, I can't give you the MAC address of this guy. However, I can give you MAC address of my guy, So proxy ARP, that's called proxy. So he's answering on behalf of this guy. He said, oh, don't worry about this MAC. You want to reach to this guy, no problem. In the meanwhile, use my MAC. As long as you can use my MAC, that's all. And that can be verifiable when you go into this machine and you type ARP -A. Please tell me what MAC address I have. Notice? Do I have the MAC address of this guy? No, I am pinging. But I don't know the MAC address of this machine. Clear? So ARP -A is showing me the physical address and the IP address of this router. If I want to check the MAC address of this interface, I can log into this interface, router, and which command? Show interface F00. And you can see that is my MAC address. 6101? 6101, right? Correct? Everybody's clear? So now this guy says, oh fine, I cannot have the MAC address of this guy, this remote destination, but as long as I have a gateway MAC address, I'm fine. I just forward that to the router. It's a router job to help me to reach the other side. Now router will not do any broadcast here. Router will stop the broadcast on this interface. It does not forward it. That's why it's given its own MAC address. Then the router will be saying, it say, oh, I got the request. What is the destination IP? Okay, the destination IP is 172.168.20.100. This router. Okay, it checks source is this. He want to reach to this guy. Yeah. What is the he look for the destination, not the source. Remember, switch look for the source, and it associates the MAC address with the port. Here, it look for where this guy is actually trying to go, and he does that by doing the show IP route. And oh, it's found. Oh yes, I know this guy. I have one of my friend. He lives in Paris. And his next hop IP is this. If that next hop IP is reachable, oh yes, I can reach to this guy. So he will forward that. He will do a route lookup. That's when I do the show IP route. This is exactly is called a route lookup. So router will do the route lookup. Okay, in which direction? He may have different interfaces. He may be connected to the New York side as well. He may be connected to Singapore side as well. Am I right? But he says, oh, I know 172.168.20.100, and it is connected to my next hop, my friend Paris. Yeah? He can further look up again of this IP, and he can say, oh, it's connecting to my F01. So now it found the exit interface. Clear? He might be connecting to multiple sites, but he found, oh, this network is on connected to my F01. The traffic is coming from where? The traffic is coming from F0. Traffic is entering to the F0. This is the entry point. That's the entry point, and that's the exit point. Now again, traffic is reached to Paris, and Paris says, oh, this guy's traffic is coming. I don't know who is the source or no. I received this packet, and he wants to reach to 172.168 network. And where is this guy? He will again do the lookup here. And he found it is directly connected to my F00. And who is F00? F00 is my LAN address. Okay? Is that clear? So now at this level, Paris has iOS. Paris says operating system is running. He say, oh, this guy is connected to my LAN address. who is 172.168.22.54. Okay, and you can see when I ping to this guy from the router, okay, sorry, ping to 172.168.20.100, and you can see show IP ARP. I know the MAC address of this guy. See? So LAN address, because this is directly LAN, so he knows, he does the ARP here. Here is the router doing the ARP. And he says, who is 172? I know the IP address, but what is the MAC address? He knows the MAC address and put in the MAC table, okay, and send the packet to, maybe there are multiple IP addresses, other IP addresses are as well. Like if I put another machine here with the same range, right, it's possible. But he's sending to this guy with the ARP actually, so he's received that. Now this machine received this packet. So right now, what we have done, this is the sending to this side. So traffic came all the way to the router from this router, it does the lookup, he does the lookup, and he found this is connecting to here. He will then do the ARP request, it got the MAC address of this guy, okay? Now, our communication is halfway through, right? How about the next time, this guy is now the source, and this guy is the destination. Remember they gave you the example. If you're going from South Woodford to Heathrow, South Woodford is your source and Heathrow is your destination. And on your return back, Heathrow will be source and then South will be your destination. So that's the analogy you need to apply here. Always whenever there is a routing problem, you can't reach from one source to another destination, or your return traffic is not coming back. That's why ping is because ping use ICMP, echo and echo reply. So you check the two-way path. Traffic goes and come back. Okay? Now here, it says, oh my friend, now I want to send this traffic of 192.168.10.1. Again, at this level, tell me what is going to happen. This machine, he wants to reach to this guy. Tell me what is going to do, this machine. I'm looking for the specific name or a term. AND operation. AND operation. Thank you. AND operation. Yes, thank you. It does the AND operation again with the destination IP and the subnet mask, and he found, oh, this is not local, right? Which means this guy, he should know this. Yeah. So that is why when I go to this machine and I try to ping the machine on the other side, yeah, do first of all ARP -A. With the ARP -A, what is the MAC address I have? I have the MAC address of this tape, this node. If forward to this router, it said, I want to go to this. He said, don't worry about this. I don't have the MAC address. You're looking for the IP. I'm looking for the MAC. Sorry, I can't send this broadcast everywhere. You use my IP, right? So if that's why you can see what is the MAC address of this. Yeah.
Show IP.
Yeah, show IP, show interface, or you can also check in the MAC. This shows the interface. You see, it's already, this is its own MAC address. Yeah, this might be an interview or exam question, guys. What is the sign of this meaning? They might show you this output, and they ask you, what is this? This shown, he hasn't learned this. This is its own MAC address. This is the IP, and that's my interface. So so this is the 801. Is it the 801? Yeah? Clear? So now it's sent it to this router. Now this router will do what? He need to go to this destination. He will do a lookup, IP lookup. Oh, he said, oh yes, I know this guy. He is on my connected to F01. Again, he do the lookup because he can see he doesn't know the gate. When I do the lookup again, he's found it's connecting to my F01 interface. So traffic again coming from F0, going to F01. So he found the gate. He send it to London side. So right now it's going to the London from Paris. This machine to the London. He does the lookup, reaching to the router. Now router is doing what? Again, this router will find out where is network
117.
or is found is connecting to 00, is directly connected. If he's directly connected to the LAN, here he will look for the IP and the MAC because he need to communicate. He do the show IP, show ARP, and I can find out 10.100, 20.100 has this MAC address. Yeah? 80A802, which you can find from, I believe, from the Ethernet, yeah. See? This machine, yeah. OBAA. Sorry, this one, sorry. This one, yeah. Yeah? Because look at this, it's learned this. Is that clear? So London router now forward do the MAC address and then reaching and is sending to this host. So that's the end-to-end communication. That's the forwarding step. That's the routing step by step. From the source to the router, checking the gateway. That's how you need to explain them. From source to the destination, reaching to the other side, back traffic as well. All these things. That's the concept you need to explain them. Okay? I hope this clarifies the any confusion if you have any. Yeah.